Hey guys, I wanted to hit part two of porting these 243 cylinder heads. Basically what I'd done is just kind of gasket matched the exhaust openings a little bit, raised the roof, kind of stayed inside my scribe lines, and I'll hit more on that later. Thought I'd go straight into your bowl cuts, percentages, and how I set everything up. What size valves are you going to be running in the heads? Are you going to open them up to a bigger valve? Make sure when you do your bowl cut percentages that you are using the valve size, the end valve size that you're going to be running. Because I have seen circumstances where people, let's say, used an arbitrary number. Let's say they watched a video on YouTube and someone maybe threw out a bowl cut number for their intake. Well, if they had a 189 valve and did a pretty aggressive 2.00 or 2.02 bowl cut percentage, that's going to be almost too much of a bowl cut for a 189 valve, etc., etc. Hopefully you'll follow along what I'm trying to put down here. Is make sure when you do your math to select your bowl cut percentages that you are using the valves that you're gonna run. Basically what I want to talk about are these 243 heads. They're gonna stay 2-inch intake, 155 exhaust. Okay, my personal preference is on the exhaust side, on the bowl cut for your exhaust valves. I don't like to exceed 86, not more than 87% on my bowl cut for the exhaust, because I don't want in turbo or nitrous applications some kind of a power adder application where there's, can experience really high exhaust temperatures. I don't want to cut this seat so large in the bowl that it gets too thin and can get hot enough to fall out. Okay, now when you read some of the porting theories, they talk about going all the way up to like 88, 89. I don't think the gamble is worth going above 86 to 87% on your exhaust side. So let's just move on so we don't run out of time. 2-inch valves. Okay, on the intake seat or bowl cut, basically if you look at the porting theory from Joe Mondello, he says that on a race application, you could go up as high as 92% as what he considered an absolute maximum of your intake bowl cut. I tend to not go anywhere near that much, just because I want to make sure that I've got room to work this by hand without getting in danger of hitting my actual valve seating surface. So if you guys are going to try this at home, you have to go super slow, be confident in your tool control, and stay away from that seating surface, or you're going to be replacing that seat. And that, that's money out of your pocket. That's stuff you don't really have to spend unless, you were going to do that anyway. So on the intake bowl cut, I like to see 88 to 90. Okay. Now what you'll do, because, hopefully you guys realize the seats that are in these heads are hard. So basically what you're going to be doing is coming below your valve seating surface, and you're going to be equally as you can, removing that seat material out to the bowl cut percentage. Then it will be blended fully down into the port. So on the intake side, I'm going to say 88 to 90 is about as far as I like to go. I have done some in the 91 to 92%, and I didn't have any problems with it. I just, as a general rule, 88 to 90 here, 86 to 87 here. That's the way I do it. Now I'm going to move over to the other head that's in progress or in process with on the other bench, so I can show you how I do this. All right, guys, let me just tell you. So when you're going to do your bowl cut percentages, grab a calculator because it makes it a lot easier. What I used to use a different method, but what I've been using here recently, and I just keep these in my toolbox, is I take old valves and just chuck them up in a drill and then slowly run them up against the grinder, the bench grinder, until I get the size I'm looking for. This particular guide is 1 inch, 330 thou. Okay, so basically what I've done is take that exhaust valve size, 1.55. So I know if I take 1.33 and divide that by the 155 exhaust valve size, that gives me an 85.8%. I'm wanting to get 86 to 87. But what you have to realize is when you work this, what you're going to do is take your template or your guide. I don't generally dicom this area because I just think it's not really necessary. So when you have a stock unported or touched head, that's not going to fit through that guide. I'm sorry, through the seat, you know, because hello, it's not ported yet. But what I was telling you about that 85.8%, when this thing can pass that seat, you're at 85.8, but then you have, you know, when you're finishing, when you're doing your blending into the aluminum, if there's any, you know, areas that need to be touched up, don't just initial cut this out to 86 or 87, because you're going to add a little bit of air, remove a little bit more material during the finishing process of the head. So what I generally do is we'll open up these exhaust guides, I'm sorry, seats, I don't know why I keep saying that, until this 100 or 1 inch 330 thousandths template will fit through there, and then I'll blend everything into the board. I use a double cut burr. All right, this one's a little bit dirty because I've been using it today, and it's got MIG tip grease down in the flutes, which makes it look even more dirty. But what I use is this shape, double cut. This is pretty big, 1/2 inch or bigger, and I will do most of my cutting on the seat with this area, from this to about here, because you can control where it's touching and where, because you're going to have to use your eyes, use plenty of light, get as much light on your work as you can while you're doing this process, because you're going to need to be inside this seat and work it like this. And you'll see where it's starting to clean off and cut on that valve seat. And you'll go through all of them, making it, you know, because you're going to see a cut, what I call a cut line. This burr is going to make contact with that valve seat, and you'll start slowly removing material on one side of this circle. Then you'll flip the head over and you'll do the other side, and then you may have to do a little bit more work here. Once you go beyond half of that circle, you'll tend to nick your valve seating surface that you do not want to touch. Okay, so just trust me, take your tool, work half of this seat at a time until you get them, you know, cut about the same amount. Flip it over, do the same process, then take your template and check it. Now here's the really cool part, and let me get this set up for you. Okay guys, I wanted to just show you real quick before we end this video. We talked about working half of our seat at a time, flipping the head, work the other half, using our template to identify the areas of that seat that we need to work to get our percentage where we want it. Here is an old school, like if you don't have takeout valves that you can grind down, whittle down to use as templates. We used to make them out of just big flat washers, piece of all thread and a couple of nuts. You know, this one was run down to 1.735. This next one is, let's see, this is going to be an 87% on a 2-inch valve bowl cut. That's 1 inch, 742 thousandths. This represents a 1.800, so you guys can see that. This represents an absolute final, ready to go out the door, 2-inch valve bowl cut, 90%. When this template can fit through there, that'll be a 90% bowl cut. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. Now it is nerve-wracking, and you have to get used to using your tools, staying absolutely away from your valve seating portions of your seats, but just take your time. Do half of it on all of them, flip it over. Do the other half. Use your template. Look for your light. Look where the light doesn't come through. Work those areas of the seat until you can get your percentage. Then you can move on to the next step in the porting process. Okay, we talked about 88 to 90% is a good bowl cut on these. Exhaust side, yeah, I'm going to stick with the 86 to 87%. Like I said before, I don't like the high heat applications chancing the seat falling out. That's a good flowing head once you get done with all these porting processes and math and all that junk. So basically what I'm going to do now is finish doing these exhausts, because what I do is I want to do the exhaust sides first because generally they're the dirtiest. I know that sounds weird, but I like to get the dirty part out of the way because I hate porting through that stupid burned on oil and crap. But we'll get all these exhaust bowl cuts done, then we'll start working on our intake side, then we'll move on to the next part. So anyway, that's going to be my installment number 2 on how to port these LS cylinder heads. You know, the math percentages translates to any head. Take your intake valve, exhaust valve, use the percentages that you're comfortable with. You know, up to 90% on the intake bowl. Can squeak it out to 91, not more than, I wouldn't go farther than 92. I don't recall at this particular moment what they were saying the downfalls of it is, but I guarantee it's getting the seat and the head too thin to maintain good tight installation. Just have fun with it, guys. Go slow. Like I've always said, don't rush it. If you feel a bunch of anxiety or you feel like you need to go faster, put the tool down and walk away. Because I guarantee you can mess up a head and cost yourself money faster than a blink of an eye. Go slow. You can always take a little more off, but sometimes you can't put stuff back on and you got to pay somebody else to do it. So anyway, that's my video for today, guys. I need to just stay diligent, get these heads done up so we can get it out, get them back to the customer, and hopefully they'll be able to make some horsepower. So I appreciate you guys watching these videos on head porting. I don't usually do step by step, so I'm kind of trying something new, kind of talk through the way I do it and the reasons why and the percentages and the theories behind it. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the little bell and all those little tricks that YouTube wants you to do. Thank you.